Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, we'll get this program started. First of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you that came out this afternoon, this evening, for this, I think it's a special dedication to the Bebber family. As you can see back here on the wall, the plaque, newspaper articles that was written back then. We have an honored guest also, Mr. Joe James, that's here with us this evening, that was at this incident back in 1959 when all this took place. And Joe told me, as we were speaking earlier, not a day goes by that he don't remember the incident that took place on that evening. So, as you can tell, I've got that old stuff going around. Not feeling too well, but a few people I can recognize that's with us tonight. Retired Sheriff Ray Ward, stand over here next to it. Clerk of the Court, Seth Chapman, retired Seth Chapman, back in the back. Clerk of the Court, Danny Dyson, over here. Scotty Ward, on probation. Chief Tony Jones, over here next to the wall, T.C. Hayes, Cooper. Welcome each and every one of you. I'm going to turn it over to Captain Mike Harrison here in just a second. But I would like to thank my staff, Lieutenant Jason Ford, Sergeant David Booth over here for helping put this together. And I'd like to thank Michelle Foster and Chaz Tennell, all of them putting all this big feast out for y'all tonight. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Captain Harrison.
It was definitely my honor and privilege to be able to stand in for the sheriff. Can you folks hear me in the back? I hate this air conditioning is so loud in here. He's been struggling with this week with being under the weather, and but it's fortuitous of me to be able to participate in this special event. Official recognition of Sheriff Thomas Elisha Bebber Sr.'s sacrifice to the citizens of Alexander County is long overdue. The opening of the county's new law enforcement and detention center provides an opportunity for the current sheriff, Chris Bowman, members of his staff, and the community to express our sincerest gratitude and deepest feelings of debt to the surviving members of Sheriff Bebber's family. On June 2nd, 1959, Sheriff Elisha Bebber Sr. was serving his third consecutive 4-year term when he was shot and killed while answering a domestic call. Sheriff Bebber had not planned to run for re-election his last term in order to retire and run his family farm. But because he loved Alexander County and its people, Bebber allowed himself to be virtually drafted into running for re-election before being chosen by the largest majority of voters in Alexander County history. Elisha Bebber's popularity was such that when he was slain, emotions in Alexander County ran so high that crowds gathered at the county jail where his killer was being held. Highway patrol troopers were forced to transport the man to Iredell County for his safety. Joe James, now 81 years old and present with us here today, was the young deputy who accompanied Sheriff Bebber on that fatal call. Mr. James still recalls that tragedy in vivid detail. It is uncommon courage and principle which drives men and women to place themselves in harm's way, to stand in the gap in defense of friends and of strangers. Alexander County was blessed and is proud to have had such a man leading its law enforcement in 1959. We were subsequently fortunate to have been provided further law enforcement service by the Bebber family in the leadership of Sheriff Bebber's son, Thomas Elisha Bebber Jr. Sheriff Bebber stepped up at a difficult time and assumed the reins of leadership and carried them for another 23 years as Sheriff of Alexander County. Here on this wall, our appreciation for the heroic service of Sheriff Bebber and the sacrifices of his family will be displayed for witness by all who enter this building. We thank the Bebber family for generations of leadership of and service to Alexander County. And we thank those of you who join us in remembering and recognizing the exemplary actions of a true Alexander County hero. Thank you. At this time, I'll offer the podium to anyone, any guest, anyone who would like to say anything, either dignitaries or family, anyone who would like an opportunity to speak at this occasion. I don't know if anyone would like to say anything.
I wouldn't come up, but I'd just say that Alexander County owes debt gratitude to Bebber family. They've lost a father, they've lost a brother, a husband, who's ever went through life, and their son being cured, so I had to worry her, but him going on to be sheriff. Alexander County is debt to the Bebber family for generations to come. We appreciate this service.
Thanks, Seth. Sheriff Tom Bebber.
Thank you, Mike. Mr. Bowman, Sheriff, I appreciate y'all doing all this work, making this photo of my daddy and food up here. It's real nice this way. I'm like Joe James, June 2nd, 1959. We'll never be forgotten. We had to carry on though, and my dad was a good man. People never underestimate him. He was a good sheriff. People respect his honesty and integrity, and he worked hard for Alexander County. He made people get along together, and he enforced the laws of Alexander County. And after my dad's death, it was hard, but we made it. Alexander County, all you good law enforcement, it's one of the most outstanding things in Alexander County is good law enforcement, and I appreciate that. A lot of you carried on my daddy's tradition. My daddy's been gone, I've been around 45 years, and it doesn't seem that long. And of course, most of his friends are already gone by the wayside. He'll be over 145 years old. And we appreciate you coming out, appreciate you giving us all this food. And God bless, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom. And I'd just like to add that Sheriff Bebber give me a chance back in 1979, I believe it was. Long time ago. But give me a chance in law enforcement career. And I have enjoyed every minute of it and still enjoy it. And look forward to carrying the tradition on of keeping good law enforcement in our county. Danny, would you like to say anything?
Well, I, of course, didn't know the senior Sheriff Bebber, but I did have a chance to work with Tom when I first started at the clerk court's office, and it sounds like, just like the senior Sheriff Bebber that I knew, a sheriff of integrity, and a a good man, help people out. And I know some of the other family members. I know Joe real well. His son's married to my sister. I've known him to be a good man through the years. And just like Seth said, we do owe, the county owes a debt to the Bebber family. We appreciate what they've done for our county.
Thank you.